tell me why this happens 99% of the time. We're done with pump gas tuning. And then I send you an E85 tune. Whether it's a boosted car, whether it's a NA car, it does not matter. This is what usually happens. And I want to know why it happens. Maybe you guys know. So I send an E85 tune. And in my email where I send the E85 tune, I'm very careful with the words I use. Okay, you got to understand, communication is, you need high reading comprehension when you're fucking with me, because I'm going to tell you in the email exactly what to do. So I say, attached is your E85 tune. Load and log this tune when the car is burning nothing but tested and verified E85. I repeat, this is the email I send people. E85 tune attached. Please load and log this tune when the car is burning nothing but tested and verified E85. So I get a log back. Remember, I don't give you the E85 tune unless I'm happy with the pump gas tuning. And the only time I'm happy with the pump gas tuning, it's when it's trimming fuel between 3 and 5%, which is about factory spec. So 1.02 or 0.98, I don't care. 0.95, I might tweak it a little bit. 1.05, I might tweak it a little bit. Typically plus minus 5% on fuel trims, give or take. I'm okay handing you off to E85. And then I say nothing but tested and verified E85. I did not say E70. I did not say E75. I did not say E55. I did not say E30. Nothing but tested and verified E85. So tell me why I get a log back, the car trimming out 10% fuel or 15% fuel. So for a while, I started saying maybe they don't have an E85 in their area. So I say, did you happen to test the fuel? And they said yes. And they sent me a picture of their beaker, and it shows the ethanol content right above 80 and just under 90. So I'm like, okay. So then I really started thinking, I go, they probably didn't get all the way empty. So that's okay. So then I say, let me ask more questions. How much fuel, pump gas? Again, Mexicans think gas is whatever comes out of a pump. Ethanol, diesel, gasoline. They don't have gas, go get gas. What kind of gas? E85 gas. Oh my God. Yes, guys, that happens. Sorry, Mexicans. So luckily with Trump deporting a lot of them, I might have less of that issue. But in all seriousness, I start asking questions. I go, did you test the ethanol? Yes, they show me a picture of an E85 test tube. Okay. How much fuel was left in the tank? I got down to 5 miles per empty. I'm like, okay, so there's probably a gallon left. Because let's be honest, 5 miles to empty does not mean you have you still have on the saddle, you still have in the lines, in the injectors, in the fuel rails, there is pump gas still in the system. So then I started to ask one more question late last year. And this is where the revelation came in. How much E85 did you put in there? And they all say the same thing. 5 gallons. I go, why did you? So I'm thinking this. Why did you only put 5 gallons in there? Why didn't you fill up with tested and verified E85? When you go get ethanol, when I give you a tune, why are you putting in only 5 gallons? Can anyone on the chat, can you clue me in as to what the thought process is? Because if a tuner sends me an E85 tune, I am filling it up because the small amount of pump gas that's still in the tank will be diluted away more so than if I put 10 to 14 gallons as opposed to putting in 5 gallons. So I would tell you guys might think I'm lying to you. 95% of the customers I deal with say the same thing. I put in 5 gallons. Why did you put in 5 gallons? So maybe I started going, maybe the E85 station is far away. So they got a 5-gallon jug, filled it up, and put it in the car. Okay, well, buy another jug. Buy 3 jugs. I have 5 5-gallon jugs in my possession. I have 5 5-gallon jugs in my possession in case I go to an event. There's no ethanol. I got plenty. So if you are ordering E85, right, you have to check a tab on a website or whatever tuner or whatever. When you are ordering E85 tune, wouldn't the thought process be have plenty handy? But no, 5 gallons. So then I have to I sound like a teacher that teaches in the basement of your high school. You know what I'm talking about. Have you ever seen the students that end up in the basement that you never see except for cafeteria break? You go, where the fuck's that guy from? Oh, he gets taught in the basement. Oh, got it. Understood. So I have to say the following. Drive it more and top off with E85. And magically, almost as if a revelation happens to the customer when I say those words. And they go, oh yeah, I drove it around for a little bit, got down to almost empty, topped it off, drove it again. Then I sent you a log, and son of a bitch, it's trimming within 3%. So I'm like, where did this 5 gallons come from? Where did this 5 gallon, put 5 gallons in for tuning purposes come from? I don't know, but there is no flex tuning when Lund is tuning your car. Because what was happening is people were literally doing the following. E30, well, they go to the dyno for whatever reason on pump gas, NA, with a JLT or PMAS. Then they put in 30% ethanol and wonder why it didn't make much more power with a flex tune. Then they put in 50% ethanol. By the way, they never let it learn, so it's like a rolling thing, and wonder why it never made no power. And then maybe 3 or 4 days later, on a different day, different conditions, different anything, they go back to the dyno and it makes an extra 6 horsepower. Then they upload it to corral.net Mustang 6G. Look, the E85 tune is up 5 horsepower. Wait a minute, you went on a different day. So the testing procedure is bullshit. So we started going, this isn't worth it because we think the general public leans on the ethanol learned feature, which is inferred. On Mustangs, there is no ethanol sensor. And even if there was an ethanol sensor, fuck it. I want nothing Alejandro Flores. Maybe Lund fucks with it. I personally want nothing to do with a flex fuel sensor. I want you to test your E85 and run your bitch on E85. If you want to run mixes, buy an F-150 and leave it on the flex on the OE tune. Because at the end of the day, you're going to just use a pump gas tune to just drive normal. Want to go racing? Get low. Tested, verified E85. Run a couple of gallons or maybe a tank or 2 through it until you know you're on E85. Then you go to the track. Oh, you can't afford to do that? Racing is not for you.